Chose A&T. Actually, my advisor chose A&T. My advisor from my previous school that I transferred here from. I went to Claflin University, and the way how I got into Claflin is a story in and of itself. Because even though I didn't do so well in high school, with the help of members of my church and people who were just willing to help someone who was in need, they managed to, tutor me to take the SATs. They pulled strings, they did things so I could get into Claflin University. And so there I majored in electrical engineering because I was an electrician prior to. And my advisor at Claflin said, I'm going to send you to a school that is filled with engineers. In particular, African American engineers, but it's much larger than Claflin, and the engineering environment, he said, would be much, much better than going to Claflin. And he was absolutely right. Claflin was the best choice for me. That's how I managed to get to North Carolina A&T and study electrical engineering. My experience was epic. It was epic. It was amazing. I can't lie. From the very beginning, I had a lot of fun. So I did go to the parties and things of that sort. But I knew that I had to, be on top of my education, on top of my grades and everything. It doesn't mean I got the best grades, but that meant that I had to study harder than, the average person, because I was coming from, a bad background in high school from my grades and everything. So when I came to A&T, I knew I had to study maybe twice as long as the other person in order to maybe get the same grades and this, that. So, I had to build my confidence up. But the experience that I had overall, I was a part of SGA. I was a part of the Senate. And I met my girlfriend, who then became my wife. She was a freshman class president, and then went on to be Miss A&T. So, I was sort of ingrained in the school now, because I was with her from her freshman year until her senior year and on, and even afterwards. I made sure to stay up with my engineering grades, and I did internships during the summer. And after that, my senior year, I had to decide, what was I going to do? What am I going to do? Am I going to go to grad school? Am I going to go into the workforce? So what I decided to do was talk with advisors to see, kind of get a feel for the graduate school. What's going on? Let me talk to an advisor or something. And ever since then, I just finished, and that was 6 years ago. So she just hooked me in, and that's what made me go into graduate school as well. So my entire experience here at A&T has been filled with just wonderful meetings of friends and my wife, and good grades, and going on off to graduate school. There is a difference. Absolutely. There's absolutely a difference. One may look at it from outwardly and say, okay, in undergrad you can take up to 18 hours, and that'll be fine. In graduate school, full-time, 9 hours. So they have half the hours, so graduate school must be easy, right? No, that's not the case at all. May not feel like it, but your hand is being held during undergraduate, and you are being walked through, this is how this works, and if you need some help, here, let me get you some help. Let me, help you out with that. In graduate school, that hand is left. Okay, and you have to balance everything, because if you're going to pay for your tuition, how are you going to pay for it? Are you going to have to be a TA? Because if you have to be a TA, you have to be a teacher's assistant. You may have to teach classes and grade papers and, monitor classes. At the same time, you have to take care of these classes, which are not your ordinary undergraduate classes. They are certainly, the load is a lot heavier, and again, it's up to you. If you don't have the information, you got to find that information yourself. It's not, you're not being walked through. And at the same time, you have to do your research. So as you can see, it's not the same as undergraduate where you have a certain amount of hours, you come in, you do the classes, you do the work and you go home or something like that. It's a lot more responsibility on you now as a graduate student to make sure that the work gets done, even if it doesn't seem as if it's there in front of you at the moment. My future plans, A&T has done a lot of changes in my spirit. It really has. A lot of things that I thought, I never really thought about what I want to do. Now I have a clear vision of what I want to do. So the list may be a little long. All of this was created while I was here at A&T and affected by my experiences here at A&T. I may be a little scrawny guy right now, but I want to be a bodybuilder. I knew the importance of working out. You see, when you come on campus and you see that, there's a lot of good places to get some good sources of food here, but you also have to make sure that you keep your body up and going. So not only did I started working out when I came to A&T, fell in love with it, and now I want to pursue bodybuilding. On top of that, I want to be an inventor. There was a patent inspector who came to my defense for my dissertation to look at the work that we've done so that we can get it patented. And that to me is just going to be one of the many names, one of the many patents that's going to have my name on it. And that was all inspired by my experience here at A&T. And besides that, I just really want to be able to help out in any way possible with my thoughts, with my mind. The thing that I learned from my experience here at A&T was I learned how to learn. And when I learned how to learn, that means that possibilities are endless. If I wanted to learn Chinese today, I could start the process. I could learn Chinese today. It may seem like, okay, that may be something easy, but when you acquire that talent, that ability to be able to learn anything you want to, which I got from my experience here at A&T, you realize that the power that you can obtain is endless. You could learn anything. And that's one of the things I really cherish from my experience here at A&T. So that's what I plan to do for the rest of my life, is just to continue to learn and keep learning. My advice is to plan for the end. Plan for the end. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. You feel like going to the parties, go to the parties, and things of that sort. But plan for the end. You know that you're here to get a degree. So don't wait until you get that degree to decide, what am I going to do with my life now? You should be planning for that from the first day of class. Build up on it. You'll see the wisdom in that, because when you do get to that end and you do get that degree and you look back and you say, okay, I set up this amazing network of contacts, people who just want to help me, but I reached out to them and I helped them throughout all the years that I was here at A&T. You realize that that's important and it will carry you a long way. If you decide that I'm going to learn this information from the beginning, and when you get to the end, you won't have to do a lot of scurrying around trying to get that information. You already have it. The wisdom in that is enough to last you and to take you throughout your entire wonderful experience that you will have here at A&T. And I really hope that you have an experience that was even greater than mine, because the one that I have, I will take with me for the rest of my life. Like I said, I learned how to learn. I was able to do research on things I had never even knew existed. I made sure I had time for socializing. Like I said, I met my wife. I proposed to her at her coronation while she was Miss A&T in front of hundreds of people, So the experience that I had was wonderful, and I really hope, I pray that the experience you have here is just 10 times better than the one that I had.